What's up, everyone? It is Diecastbuffet here again, guys. We're at 2025 Joey Logano Shell Pennzoil Ford Mustang in the studio. This is the brand new paint scheme for the Shell Pennzoil ride. A little bit different than 2024, and I really like it. Let's go ahead and get it out of the diecast box and take a closer look. All right, folks, here we go with the Joey Logano brand new 2025 Shell Pennzoil car in hand. And let me tell you, really like the revamp format from 2024 and 2023. This one just feels a little bit more of a modern day Pennzoil car, and it really brings you back to kind of the early 2010s when, yeah, the Penske Scallops paint schemes, you know, with Kurt Busch era and whatnot, AJ Allmendinger era, as they transitioned, and then they got Joey Logano in that, you know, early 2010s era. That paint scheme stuck around for a long time. They were with Dodge. That's how far back it was. And they would continue to run that up till, I think, 2021. And then, of course, the next-gen car came in. They made a rebrand, which is understandable. And you have this one here, which is, of course, you know, there's the Shell Pennzoil Ford Mustang. What's cool is this car has been made, I want to say, every single year since 2011. So that, if that is true, that would be, what, 14 different variants of this car, give or take. That is pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and carefully get it out of the box, and we can check out this diecast. All right, folks, diecast out of the box, and here is the Joey Logano primary paint scheme. And what a awesome looking car. Just, it reminds me so much, again, of the Penske Scallops design, but with a modern 2020 style to it. You know, the whole red front end with the iconic shell yellow. On camera, the yellow looks a little bit lighter, but I don't think that's the case. I think it just might be the camera lens kind of picking up the yellow and changing it. That kind of happens sometimes with digital cameras. They will take colors and kind of change them a little bit depending how your lighting works, or the camera picks up lighting. Anyways, so you got Logano right there on the front windscreen there. Very, very sharp shell Pennzoil on the hood. Got the Ford decal. Go to the front end of the Dark Horse Mustang. Get the number 22. Get Sudoku. You have, a little bit of a paint chip right there. That's unfortunate. Go to the left side of the diecast, and you can really get a good look at the styling for the paint scheme. And I feel like they're using more real estate on the car with this design compared to the previous one, where it kind of just felt like they just put, you know, a Pennzoil logo and a Shell logo and called it a day. This one, you got a little bit more design down here, and then this right here, how it kind of goes over the 22, I like that. That is very sharp. And that's another thing, is that it kind of has to be, you know, different because the number placement for the next gen car. So it's an interesting modern way to incorporate the Penske Scallops, but in a way that kind of works with the next gen number placement. And I feel like this exact paint scheme, you could use it with the Auto Trader car. You could use it with even the Menards cars if you wanted to. Like, you could use this verbatim style on all of your Penske paint schemes like they used to for many years. Got the number 22 there, Pennzoil Shell. Hunt Brothers Pizza, Auto Trader with the no ethanol ring around there. Got Snap-on, Discount Tire, Joey Logano. Got a bullet hole through the B post decal, which is, I think, PPG, Mazak, AAA, Coca-Cola, and Ford. Got Goodyear, NASCAR Cup Series for the back end of the diecast. And this is pretty cool. So you have a two-color spoiler. I'm not really sure what's going on here with that, but that is an interesting looking spoiler. You have the red on the back panel, then you have the black on the front. I don't know if that's supposed to be mimicking like a clear spoiler or something, like maybe the black area on the spoiler is supposed to mimic like a clear spoiler. I'm not sure. 22 crew right there, which is a really cool thing. They used to do this way back with Brad Keselowski. They would have the number 2 in the back panel. I'd say like going for 2, meaning going for his second championship, or the 2 crew, something like that. The right side of this diecast. Of course, pick this up from our good friends over there at Circle B. Make sure to tap in, get your copy of this car today. I'm telling you what, Joey Logano Shell Pennzoil cars are really popular. I'm telling you, I've done a lot of diecast reviews on them, and people seem to really enjoy the Shell Pennzoil car, so that's kind of cool. So that tells me there's some popularity, you know, for the diecast. So make sure to tap in, man. Don't miss out on a awesome looking diecast here. I'm not sure what's going on the right front. Oh, it's just a little bit of some dust. I don't know if that came from, what the heck? I'm not sure if that came from my studio or the diecast itself. I don't know. That's an easy cleanup. It does feel like it has a tack to it. You could probably take a little bit of water and get that off. No biggie. So anyways, you have the right side of the diecast here. I love the design, man. Like, there are so many different paint scheme combinations in terms of colors you could do with this styling. I would love to see Penske use this as their kind of their RFK paint scheme. How like Roush does all their paint schemes. They have a similar stripe pattern that wraps around the bottom of the car. I would love to see Penske make this the new 2020s version of the scallops because it works with the next gen number placement. At the top of the diecast here, you have the number 22. Once again, I still have no idea what this sponsor is. I've seen it on Joey Logano diecast for years. I have no idea what it is. I don't think they've ran a primary paint scheme. I have no idea. And then you have Logano on the back window, and then Shell Pennzoil once again. What an awesome diecast here. I'm trying to think. He had a special Shell Pennzoil car for the Indy. No, it was based on the Indy 500 paint scheme that, what's his face? Joseph Newgarden won in. When he won back-to-back Indy 500s in 23 and 24. And, Team Penske. He ran that in the Daytona 500. I don't know if that diecast is going to get made. If it does, it's going to be pretty popular. And then I want to say he ran another paint scheme at the Coke 600, and it was based on the Yellow Submarine. I could be tripping on that one. But so if that's the case, there is two alternate, Shell Pennzoil style paint schemes, I believe, that was ran in 2025. I have no idea if those are going to get made. Then you have the normal Pennzoil car, which, if I remember correctly, looks a lot like the 2011 or 2012 Pennzoil. Is it Ultimate or is it synthetic? I don't know what it is, but it's like the normal Pennzoil car, but it has like I don't know. It's like a light yellow car, a bunch of graphics and shades. It's really detailed. It was something along those lines. So my point is, there's a lot of great paint schemes Logano has had in 2025. Hopefully, all those get diecast made because. This is a fantastic car. Massive upgrade, massive W. Make sure to tap in, pick up yours today. Looks fantastic on the Dark Horse Mustang. We're going to show a couple other recent releases here in the studio because you had a huge batch of diecast that came in on a shipment. Check this one out right here, fellas. Another great diecast, the Amazon Prime Chase Elliott car. When I see this diecast, I kind of think, what? It looks like one of those promo diecasts that never hit the racetrack, right? A generic fantasy one. But no, this one actually ran, I think, 4 or 5 different races. And what's so cool about it says on the back panel, I don't know if you could see it or not, but it says NASCAR on Prime streaming May 2025. That is a huge moment in the sport's history. 5 to 10 years from now, this is going to be so nostalgic. It's going to be crazy because that was the first ever time NASCAR went streaming. And years from now, streaming is going to be very second nature to, it's already very popular, but it's going to be even more popular as time goes on. So that's going to be a very key turning point, I feel like, in NASCAR broadcast history. And that diecast is going to kind of be a time capsule, if you will. And speaking of time capsules, how about this? Richard Childress Racing, Dale Earnhardt, Goodwrench unveiled 1988 Monte Carlo, the big body Monte Carlo, the Aero Coupe with the first, I believe it's the first, number 3 black paint scheme. They were welcoming Goodwrench on board, I believe. And they wanted this paint scheme originally to be like blue and white or something. And they said, no, let's try all black. And it stood out. It was very marketable. And notice it has these silver numbers. This was just a really, really awesome paint scheme, man. And it's arguably the most iconic one in NASCAR history, the black number 3. So that's going to be a super popular diecast to get. Tap in, I'm telling you. The NASCAR Classics line, they make a good selection each year, but they traditionally dry out a lot faster. So make sure to pick up yours if you're interested. And how about this one right here? Dale Earnhardt Jr. 2025 Bass Pro Shops late model. That is true day glow on the numbers, by the way. That is bright. That is orange. That is awesome. It does remind me a little bit of the No Bull number 8 car from back in like Talladega, 2002 or something. That's what it reminds me of, having the yellow, or not yellow, orange roof number. You just need an orange spoiler on it. It'd be the No Bull car for sure. But yeah, that right there is going to be a fantastic late model diecast. So lots of great goodies. This is just 4 diecasts out of a shipment that had like 20 or 25 cars. There's more coming in. If you're curious, go to Circle B. On the top right of the screen, click on that. It'll have a pop-down menu. Then you click on New Arrivals. It'll show you all the newest stuff. Make sure to tap in, fellas. That's all for now. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a blessed one. Diecast Buffet, signing off.